Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Jennifer's Tale, My Life as a Crossdresser. I, of course, am Jennifer, welcoming you to another episode, another video episode, but this will also be available as an audio podcast as well. So thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and let's get into this episode. This episode is entitled My First Date. Now, I'm going to take you back to probably around the year 2000. This is probably about when it happened. I was dressing quite a bit as Jennifer, and I wanted to get out, like many of you girls, but I was really scared. I didn't want to go out by myself. I was afraid that somebody would see me, that I would know. I was afraid that, whatever bad things I imagined in my head, things I imagined were going to happen, of course, would happen to me. So I was hoping to find somebody to go out with me. I didn't have any girlfriends at the time who knew about me dressing. And I was kind of hoping that I could find a guy to take me out, maybe go out on kind of a casual date. I thought maybe being seen with a guy, it would kind of keep me safe, or at least make me feel safe. And so I started searching the internet. Back in those days, there were a lot of chat rooms and stuff on Instant Messenger and things like that. So I did a lot of searching that way, and I found a guy. His name was Marty, and he was a really sweet guy. He was in my area. He was a gay gentleman, and he actually reached out to me because he thought I was attractive, and he had a thing for people in pantyhose, people wearing, wearing short skirts and pantyhose. And so he had seen my pictures, and he was really interested in me. So he reached out to me, and we kind of struck up a friendship. And I had mentioned, he had asked me if I had ever gone out. I said I would kind of sneak out from time to time, but I wanted to go out and experience life. And I was afraid to. I kind of explained my fears and stuff to him. And so he volunteered to take me to a local gay club when I was living in Des Moines. And so I took him up on it. I thought, this would be fun. I could go out, not be afraid to be me, not be afraid to be seen. And so we picked a night and a time, and I did have to venture out of my house by myself. I got dressed up in a really cute little red top and a really short black mini skirt, and I was wearing probably about 2.5-inch heels. And it was a night where my roommate was gone. I think he was out of town at the time. So I got all ready, got looking as good as I possibly could. And I snuck out of my apartment, made it to my car, and drove downtown Des Moines to the club where we were going to meet. Once I got down there, I was able to, I texted him and said, I'm here. He said he was too. We kind of figured out where each other were, and he volunteered to come to my car and pick me up, and we could walk to the club together. Now, this seems kind of silly, but for me, it was really, I had been out before plenty of times, but being downtown Des Moines where people could see me, where I was being seen by men and women, it was kind of frightening. All I was thinking about was getting from my car to the club as quickly as possible. And so we kind of walked side by side, but I kind of set the pace. I was walking rather quick. In fact, Marty mentioned afterward that he thought we would have kind of a leisurely stroll to the club, and he had trouble keeping up with me because I was walking so fast. But we did make it to the club. We made it inside, and we found a little table to sit at. It had kind of high chairs, so I had to kind of hunch myself up onto the chairs and make sure to tuck my skirt under me, and we just started having drinks and chatting. He thought kept telling me I looked attractive, which of course is very flattering. He was buying me Long Island iced teas, which for me, it takes an awful lot to get me drunk, so drinking Long Island iced teas wasn't that big of a deal. But we kind of just sat there and chatted all night. He would go to the bar and get drinks and come back, and one time he said, why don't I give you the money and you can go to the bar and buy the drinks? Because I had been sitting in my chair all night long. And now I think about it, even to this day, the last time I went out with a girlfriend of mine and we went to a music cafe, she came and picked me up from my house. We went to the cafe. We got inside, and I sat in my chair the entire night long. Didn't dance, didn't get up, didn't go to the ladies' room, nothing. Um, I guess I kind of sit. Even back then with Marty in the club, I just kind of sat and became complacent, and I was happy being where I was at. But I did take him up on it. He kind of challenged me, he kind of dared me, and so I took his money at one point, and I walked over to the bar and ordered us a couple drinks and brought him back, and he commented about how nice I looked walking to the bar and back, commented on my backside, which, of course, for a girl is very flattering. And so we just kind of sat there and chatted. At one point in time, the female bartender who was tending part of the bar came up to us to check on us and make sure we were okay. And I remember her putting her hand on my back and rubbing me and saying, "Hi, girlie, how you doing? Everything okay?" And so that was rather sweet. And we just kind of sat there and chatted all night. We didn't do any dancing, but at probably around 1 o'clock in the morning is when we decided to leave. Marty was the gentleman and walked me back to my car, and I made it back home with no problem. And it was just really nice to have somebody to go with. So I guess kind of the moral of the story is, if you are anxious to go out and you can get a hold of somebody in your area, whether it be a guy, a friend, somebody who knows about your cross-dressing, another cross-dresser that's in your area, on Facebook and on the internet now, there's umpteen groups and people that you can reach out and get in touch with and become friends with, and maybe you can meet somewhere, just play it a little cautious. But outside of that, it's that experience for me was great. It definitely caused me to want to go out more, to go out and be Jennifer more, and also to date more. I guess in a way that was kind of the start of my being interested in guys, and having a date, having a guy take me out and treating me like a lady, because I really enjoyed it. So I guess that's kind of the end of the story. I just thought it's been a while since I've shared kind of a personal story or something that happened to me, and maybe you girls can relate. I love reading about experiences of other girls going out and what kind of fun you had, or the feelings you had, thoughts you had about going out for the first time or any time. So make sure you share with me on my Facebook page. Make sure you send me comments. Please review this episode on iTunes, or leave me positive feedback on YouTube if you're watching this. And until next time, this is Jennifer saying hugs and kisses. Bye.